Love your body. It has carried you this far and be grateful for it. Hey everyone, this is Becky.
And I'm Angie.
And welcome to Real Talk with Beckie and Angie. I am a huge advocate of loving your body where it is right now, regardless of whether it's where you want it to be or not. I remember the first time that I saw a video on how much editing they do for a magazine shoot for a woman who we would possibly cut out her body and put our head on it. And she doesn't even look like that, like not even close. There's this video that I do in my body confidence program, and they elongate her neck, they shave off her butt, they make her legs and arms longer. They even actually changed the color of her skin so that it was all the same. They made her eyes bigger and her nose smaller. There was nothing on her body that was real. And we compare ourselves to that. And so back in our day, back in the day of Cosmopolitan, I remember looking at the pictures and thinking, I maybe hadn't even gotten my breast yet and thinking, oh, I want to look like that. I want to look like that. So I feel like it starts so early for us or for me, I'll speak from I here, of what I'd hoped I would look like and never looked like that. And the truth is they didn't either. I'm 56. So I'd say it was about 5 years ago, maybe more than that, 6, 7, some years ago. I don't know. I just had this epiphany of, well, what if my body never changes? What if it's never the way I think it's supposed to be? And I let it go. Like, okay, I'm not willing to do what I think my body should look like a hard body. And I'm going to let that go. What am I willing to do? And I think that's really where I really embraced, okay, moving my body as a benefit rather than punishment or I want to look a certain way. So if you're listening to this and you don't love your body, I totally get it. I understand. I don't love my body 100% of the time. And appreciate it for what it does for you. It carries you through the days. You have wonderful arms that hug people you love. I think, we beat ourselves up because we're not perfect. And our partner's like, I'm happy if you're naked and just here with me. That's fantastic. We get so in our heads about how we're supposed to look and compare ourselves to others. And I'm speaking from myself here. And I don't, I really don't do that very much anymore. It's rare. And it's interesting because I am doing hormone replacement therapy right now. And I'm taking estrogen and progesterone and testosterone and lots of other things. And they've helped a great deal with my energy. But one thing that I've noticed is my body has produced more fat and is hanging on to the fat. And so I get to, instead of go, oh my God, I'm getting fat. Instead of that, it's more of this is interesting. It's like I can separate the fat on my body from who I am. I am not fat. I am carrying more fat on my body right now. And, there's another thing about that. I'm actually going to do a live on it soon. How do you measure your body? Like, do you measure your body based off the scale, that number, that pounds? Do you measure your body from your jean size? Do you measure it with a tape measure? Or do you have one of those really smart scales that gives you all of the fat percentage, how much do your muscles weigh? Because that smart scale is such a better measurement than just a regular scale. So you raised your hand. I have the Garmin that syncs with my Garmin, and I love it because it's so fascinating when I'm up in my weight, but yet my body fat is down and my muscles are up. And it's like, if I didn't have that part of the equation, I'd think, shoot, I'm getting fatter, but I look down at my body and it looks different. So what kind of scale do you have?
So mine is iHealth, and it also has an app, and it connects with the Apple Health app. And I got mine, the first one I got was probably almost 10 years ago. So I've had this, and now I just literally got one yesterday or day before for my dad. And the reason I got it for my dad, so it has all the things. Okay, let me step back. So I've been using it. When I first got it, it was fat, muscle, weight. Those are the three main measurements. I'm one of those people that I have high muscle. And so muscle weighs more than fat, and it takes up less room. So my muscle is above average. And then I've got my fat, which is just, you know, there's fat. And then my weight. But I look at that, I'm like, I'm strong. I love to know that I'm very strong. I've always said I'm very strong. The new scale I just got, the reason I got it is my dad has health issues. And one of the things is his water retention, and we have to give him special medications. Now I got this new one, and it does water, it does muscle, it does protein. It has all these different measurements that I hadn't seen before. And so I can look at all of those. That's what I go by, because I know that when I'm building muscle, I'm going to weigh more. So don't look at that. For me,
Yeah.
again, like it was coming from I don't look at that number of, overall. I look at where my muscle, I really do. I have the chart. So it has graphs. I'm like, okay, I see that I'm improving my muscle. I'm getting more muscle. That's why I'm weighing more, whatever. Absolutely. And I used to use a measuring tape, but that just takes too long and I'm not that dedicated. So I'd rather get on a smart scale and have that number. So that's where I'm at. And a 90-year-old man, he's thrilled. My dad is thrilled to see these numbers.
I could
it's so
see
cute.
him really liking all that data, like enjoying the data. That's what I love about it is, especially if you have it for like 3 to 6 months and you start watching the data and you see trends, it's really, really interesting.
Yep. And you can set goals based on that and not just releasing weight or losing weight. Because if you're just in it to lose the weight, you can lose muscle too.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to tell you, as somebody who went through a very traumatic injury, had I not had the body structure that I have, healthy and fit, so I'm speaking to younger women here, I was healthy and fit going into a situation, incident that I had, that it was had I not been as fit as I was, I don't think I would have recovered as well. So fitness matters at all ages. And as we get older, Beckie, another thing about muscle is our bone health.
Mm-hmm.
So take care of all of those things now. Build the muscle. It will protect your bones later. You're never too young to start taking care of, build the muscle. Muscle's sexy, by the way. It really is.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is. And unlike you, I have a high fat percentage, and it's the way my body's made, evidently.
We're just made. Yeah, we're just different.
It's
and we get to embrace that.
Uh-huh.
Embrace that. I don't look, Beckie, I don't look at you and go, you have a high body fat, except we haven't talked about your butt in a while.
You know what? We have not mentioned my butt in a very long time.
How's your butt?
My butt it's still there. It's still there. It's a little lower than it was.
Still following you?
It's still following me. It is.
Oh, gravity's a thing.
Yeah.
This thing.